In this video, I'm going to show you how to add and subtract mixed numbers. As you remember before, a mixed number has a whole number plus a fraction. We're going to add 2½ plus 1 4/5. We can rewrite this as grouping the whole numbers together and grouping the fractions together. That gives us 2 plus 1 plus 1/2 plus 4/5. So we have rearranged them. The beginning is easy. We can add our whole numbers together, but then we need to add our fractions. And before we can do that, we need a common denominator. And that common denominator is 10. To make this fraction out of 10, I multiply it by 5. It becomes 5 out of 10. To make this fraction out of 5, I multiply it by 2. It becomes 8 out of 10. Now I can add my fractions. 5 plus 8 is 13. So I have 2 plus 1 plus 13/10. I need to change my improper fraction into a mixed fraction. I do this by asking how many times can the denominator of 10 go into 13? It can go once. How much is left over? 3 out of 10. So that number is 1 3/10. Now I can add my whole numbers. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4 3/10. Now we're going to subtract. 3 subtract 1 3/4. I'm going to show you using a number line. It does make it much easier to prove your answer. I'm going to show on the number line 3 wholes. Now I'm going to divide the number line, each whole, into 4 sections because the denominator of the other number is 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. There are 2 ways to solve the answer. I can draw in 1 3/4. And that would take me to here. How much do I have left? I have 1 1/4. The other way of doing it is taking away 1 3/4 from here. I can go 1 and then 3/4. I'm going to take that away. Then I can look to see what is left. 1 whole and 1/4. I can write that fraction as 1 1/4. 3 subtract 1 3/4 is 1 1/4. How is using a number line to model a difference of mixed numbers different from using a model to difference of proper fractions? Proper fractions are always less than 1. Mixed fractions are greater than 1, so you'll have more sections on your number line. I'm going to show you a few more examples. I have 1 1/2 plus 1 7/8. I rearrange my math sentence to put the whole numbers together and the fractions together. That is step 1. Step 2, I need a common denominator. The common denominator is 8. I can make a half into an 8 by multiplying by 4. The fraction becomes 4/8 plus 7/8. That equals 11/8. Now I have 1 plus 1 plus 11/8. I need to make 11/8 into a mixed fraction. How many times does 8 go into 11? It only goes once. And I have 3 left over. 1 3/8. Now I can add. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, and the fraction is 3/8. Here's an example to show subtraction. 6 subtract 1 4/5. I've drawn a number line in 6 holes. I've divided each hole into sections of 5 because that's my current denominator. If I'm going to take away one hole and then 4/5, 1, 2, 3, 4, what is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1/5. There are 5 sections between each whole number because that is the denominator of the fraction. Next example. 3 subtract 1 9/10. Here is my number line. I have 3 holes. Each hole is divided into 10 sections. I'm going to go 1, because this is the number 1 here. Now I'm going to move 9/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What do I have left? 1 and 1/10.